Hey you guys, we're live. This is Eve from Bitcoin Kindergarten, author of Crypto Assets and DeFi Tracker, available on Amazon, and NFT artist. So I haven't been doing too many videos lately because, we're all kind of depressed about the market. It went down and kept going down and down and down. No matter what people said, it's still going down. And Ivan Tech's really the only one who got this right. So if you really want to know market analysis, check in with him. Although he doesn't do it that much because he didn't want to be responsible for everybody out there losing money. However, you're not going to lose money. The only one way to lose money is if you sell. So if you haven't sold already, you probably don't even need this video because you got through this very difficult time. That's how most people lose money. They buy at the top and then they panic sell, and they sell at a loss. So if you didn't panic sell and you're willing to wait, a week, a month, a day, a year, 2 years, then your crypto is going to go up. I mean, it's going to be the most likely scenarios is worth $100,000 for one Bitcoin within a couple of years. That is a very conservative estimate. Among all the estimates, that's probably the most conservative you're going to get. I'm like Ivan, I don't want to overstate something and give too much hopium, because I want people to do well, and that's the most important thing to me. So here's the psychology of the market. The market goes down, and you do something else, and you find, for me, I find the benefit of the market going down because I like to always have benefits no matter what. So that's why I've been working on my NFTs as an artist. So I've been an artist for, several decades and only into crypto for 4 years. So NFT is the biggest thing to happen to art in so long, and I was too busy making all that money. So I wasn't really too quick to learn all this NFT situation, how to market, I know how to make an NFT. You can do that in 5 minutes. I have a video on how to do it. But, how to properly do it, all the best 3D graphics, this, that, and the other. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to come on here. If you have questions, put them in the comments below, and I can answer them in another video. I'm going to come on just now and again because I would like to keep growing my channel over time so that the next time the crazy bull run happens, I'll be, positioned in a good place with my videos and maybe, make some money on it one day. That would be awesome. Use my links. So that's what you do. You focus on something else. You do not focus on the fact that you bought in at 55 and now it's at 35. You just don't allow yourself to focus there. Maybe for a minute, too. We're all going to feel sad when we lose money. That's just natural. But what we really have to do is get control of our focus. If you don't have control of your focus, get do meditation, running, whatever you have to do to get your control of your own mind. Like all successful people, they have control of their own mind. And that includes successful crypto traders, because a lot of people just get upset and sell. And they're like, well, I don't want to lose everything. I want to lose everything. You're not going to lose everything. I mean, there's a very tiny percentage of that if something went wrong technically with Bitcoin after 13 years of it going great. And so there's a lot of, what's that called? FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which the news puts out a lot. I mean, I do believe that this crash in the market is largely due to corporations and whales who wanted to lower the price so they can buy it all up, which is exactly what they're doing. Michael Saylor, I'm not saying any particular person is involved, but just, I don't know, a general thing. ARK Investment is buying right now, Goldman Sachs, some at Grayscale. So when their market dips, they just buy it all up. So that's what happens. So just don't sell. And you know what I've always done? And when the market dips, I just buy more. And I don't sell. I took some profits when it was about 55 and I paid for something I really needed that was expensive. And, I did that. So now I'm back to not having a bunch of cash and spending all that money, but It's okay. Happiness comes from within. So, you know, they're spreading this fear so that you're going to listen to it. But if you listen to people who've been in crypto space for a long time, and I'm only 4 years, and I listen to people 8 years, 10 years, 13 years, none of them are the slightest bit nervous at all. None of them. And I really haven't been either. So look at people who've been around the market. They know what's going on. This is not a stock. You know, if Amazon tumbled that much, you know, you'd be like, what happened with Amazon? Maybe the company's going under, you know, but it's not a company. It's not a stock. There's no CEO. There's no marketing team. There are only investors and miners. And so there was a big thing with China kicking out the miners, which is great. Because that, you know, there was some concern before of China having a dominance, you know, in the Bitcoin sphere, because it is a global currency. And all of the governments want to get in it. Like, who knows why China did that? It was a very foolish move on their own part. I don't think they're stupid. Clearly not stupid, because, you know, they've done really well with their country for the most part, financially and longevity-wise. But so that's great. Those miners' machines already got shipped out to Kazakhstan and other countries. People are going to buy up those mining rigs, and it opens up so much opportunity to businesses all over the world who want to get into crypto mining. The reason it's done in China and why they got the dominance is because it's cheap electricity. But as you may know, you know, El Salvador is using the volcano energy, and there are many energy innovators all over the world finding many ways to have a cheap energy to mine Bitcoin. They're not really doing it so much with oil and gas. So the whole crypto anti-green situation is really an important factor in that, and that's why it's an important factor. Like, nobody can. Oh, it's not cost effective to sit home and mine Bitcoin and, you know, plug it into the you know, the regular power lines and pay the bills. So it's great for innovation. It's great for more further decentralization. What Bitcoin is a huge network of computers. This is what a blockchain is also. Big network of computers, and each one is a verification process, and it goes in the chain. That's why each node or computer miner, you know, whatever, it's called a node. There's a certain amount of capacity they have to make a node. It goes from one node to the next, to the next, to the next, and go all over the world to verify a transaction, which can only go in one direction and not the other direction. That's why it's so effing amazing and such a great technology, which is it's not complicated. It's an amazing technology. It's changing the world, and it's so superior to anything else that we have. So that's what the psychology of Bitcoin, like, just try to be happy no matter what. Because if you start dwelling on the fact that you lost money, for one thing, you're going to be unhappy, unless you have a whole bunch of money somewhere else, then you won't even be thinking about it. Two, see, number one, I forgot what I was saying. I did have a brain injury. Now, if I could do well in crypto, I was in the blockchain academy. I had a very severe brain injury, and then I went back to the academy 6 months later. And, you know, if I can understand it, anyone can understand it. So the fact is, just focus on something else. Focus on if you're really into crypto, as I am, and if you're somewhat knowledgeable, as you could be if you wanted to be, there's huge amount of openings, all kinds of jobs, so much money in crypto, in the building up of it, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm working on my NFTs, throwing out a few videos, just to kind of keep it going. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. I really would love to have a huge audience, and then people just come on and ask me any question. Hit the subscribe button, the bell button, the likes, put your comments below, ask your questions, and I will address them. But I love doing live, like my friends are always calling me. Oh, you know, they ask me a question, I like to answer it. It's just usually I'm like in bed with my ponytail on, so I can't do the live. Although maybe I will just start that. It would probably be good, because I'm always explaining over and over how things work, how Bitcoin works. how DeFi works, how NFTs works, how MetaMask works, how all this stuff works. So it's a good time to learn, and it's an amazing time to buy. That's what you do. Just change your focus. I bought, you know, a year and a half ago, Bitcoin was at 3,000 something for one Bitcoin. And it was a huge bear market, and nobody believed it at that time. That's why it was so cheap, because everybody was like, oh, Bitcoin, yeah, you know, market this, market that, you know, just on and on, right? But I knew Bitcoin. I knew that it was going to be worth tons of money one day. So I just spent, literally every $10 I had extra, I would buy it. And even some money I didn't have extra, I would buy it. Like literally, I would go to like cutting back on food, don't go out to eat, you know, and instead of going out to eat, just buy like, okay, I'm gonna put $50 in Bitcoin. Or however much it costs you to go out to eat where you live. Just do that, and then when the bull market comes, you'll be like, she was right. Now look at all this money I have. And then you can just cash out a little bit here and there, and just like free money for real. So that's the psychology of investing in Bitcoin. It's what all the big players do. It's what the whales are doing. They're piling up. It's called stacking sats and hodling. These are our crypto investing terms and principles. And you know, I was trying to like get extra work and this and that. But you know, after you make so much money in crypto, it's hard to make like $11 an hour doing DoorDash. They say it's a good job. It's not for me. Because maybe it's good in 1 hour, but then the next hour is not good. So it's really kind of a crap job. But I'm doing it a little. I bought a little bit. Buy some Polkadot. Last I saw, Polkadot was 16. Buy some Matic. Matic has gone through the floor. These are the soon to be, well, they already are the blue chip. They're in the top 10. They're in Polkadot, and Matic used to be in 200 a couple of months ago. So they were quickly moving very high to the top and really gaining huge market share and lots of market cap. And I mean, they just crashed after Bitcoin, but you know, everything's still working fine. That's the thing. It's nothing to do with the structure of the Bitcoin or the Polkadot or the Matic or the Solana, or there's this new one, AMP, which looks amazing. I bought a little bit. Couldn't resist. Buy the sales. Like literally put every penny you have into crypto. There's people like this guy, DaVinci15. He's one of these famous OGs in Bitcoin. And some months ago, he's like, I'm selling my house to buy Bitcoin, literally. And he already made tons of money. But he was like, it's not worth it to have a house. It's worth it to take that money and buy Bitcoin. And of course, he was right, because it was probably like a $10,000. And this was 6 months ago. Bitcoin was like $10,000 for one. And it shot up to 60. And that's huge. So he probably sold his house, took profits, hopefully some profits, you know, when it got high, 55, 60, 53 even, took a little profits out, took a little bit of your winnings out and go buy another house. And then sell that again. Anyway, it's exciting, this world. You can get very rich. I've told my friends this all along. They never listen, and then, you know, when the market goes crazy, they're like, hey, you're doing amazing. So this is what we do, and we just hold tight, and we control our emotions, because it is the Wild West. The volatility is off the charts, but that's what comes with high risk, high reward. You know, if you have like 30 years or something, I mean, I don't even believe in the stock market. But because it can crash at any time, and then it won't. I mean, you can't do anything with stock market. At least I can buy something with crypto. Like I actually sent some money to this guy in Venezuela. He was sick. I used to have an assistant, and he was in Venezuela, and he put a little thing on his WhatsApp, like, oh, if anyone can send a little money, my neighbor is sick. So I was like, oh, hey, you have a Bitcoin address? And they did. It's Venezuela, where their money is worthless, but Bitcoin is used very commonly there. So I'm going to send like $75 or something to this guy, which is nothing in America. $75, like you get a few groceries, but you can be saving somebody's life over there. I know they're not scammers because it was my assistant, really super sweet person. So this is Bitcoin in action. I'm making NFTs. You can buy my NFTs. There's not a link yet for it because I'm making these cyber cats, which is also for it's called Keeping Girls Safe Online. It's an organization based in Mexico City where they're doing a lot to help protect girls and stuff for all the stuff that happens to them online, which is not just physical like kidnappings, but it's just psychological, emotional. There's just a lot out there for little girls growing up. So I'm making cyber cats. If you want to buy one of my cyber cats, okay, so here's the great of the bear market is that you can buy it so cheap. I have them on sale for like $20. If you go on Mintable, put in cyber cats, you can buy one of my cyber cats. And like if the market was super high right now, the artists are selling NFTs for like $1 million, you know? Not that I sell cyber cats for $1 million, but it was like everyone's just buying, buying, buying. So it's a good time to buy up. I probably will be very famous one day in the NFT space, so invest now, your $20. Plus, it helps this organization. Like that's why I'm doing the cyber cats. I have my own art, which is separate from that. Take care. Ciao.